And welcome to the Redeye stream. It's Mad Dodge Productions. It is late night, the Redeye flight. Welcome. Doku has a little bit of a rant he would like to go on. And he just rejoined. Perfect timing, my friend. Doku, take it away, and then we'll jump off from there. Because we have a packed house tonight. We got Pete from Creepy Little Book. We got Fedorable the Horrible. Jesse Miller. And Sunny Cat, who I've never talked to before. So hopefully I don't make him too mad.
Sunny's a basic Murica type.
Murica.
Yeah, well, first, Dodge, what you're supposed to do is ask everybody, how the ever-living fuck are you doing? Are you drinking and are you quarantined?
I'm token constantly, but I'm not drinking. I haven't drank. I drank at the beginning of this quarantine, and then I was like, I'm not going to just be drunk this whole time because that's ridiculous.
Wait, you're not going with my philosophy, where either you become a good cook or an alcoholic, and I'm totally going for alcoholic.
No.
Wow.
Well, fine. You being a responsible adult.
I am
bastard.
inebriated. I have plenty of supplies. I have medical backups. I'm armed, and I don't give two fucking shits about anybody who isn't useful towards moving forward towards a brilliant future together. Like, if you are a piece of shit, you're getting.
Well, at least you all seem to sound fucking healthy.
Hell yeah. If I caught because of coronavirus.
No, you know what? I do want to say this. Excuse me. Let me be a total hippie fuck for a minute and say, look, anybody out there in the world, like, if you're fucking like, and I get it. Life's a pain in the ass for all of us. Like, we got to come together on some level to fucking take care of one another. Like, all the shit that's been put on the table is so fucking zealot, extremist, fucking bullshit nonsense that, like, none of it's going to work.
And see, that's exactly where I was going to go with this. So this is what me and Dodge were talking about before you decided to do it. So I guess I'll just hop in and get on my fucking rant.
Do it. Let me shut the fuck up and let you do your thing, man. I'm glad I segued it for you. I didn't even know I was going to do that. Go for it.
I think we're all feeling the same. And you know what? I'm just going to fucking call it right now, because unless you're one of these people that just is not paying the fuck attention, or you're stuck in a fucking social media echo chamber, or you just are too lazy to read what the fuck asshats like fucking Pelosi and Nadler are trying to do, I don't know what to tell you, because you're either idiotic beyond hope, or you don't care, or you are literal fucking Marxist, in which case makes you the biggest piece of shit on the planet. Because there is no fucking way you can sit there and tell me, what was it today? $3.8 million jobless claims that are coming in. Well, we need oversight for big businesses. That was already in the bill, in case you didn't fucking read it. Small businesses, nah, we don't really care about you. Let's go ahead and break them down. Because, gee, who cares if small businesses fucking shut down? God forbid that you put your time, sweat, blood, and tears into it, invested a bunch of money into it. Nah, go bankrupt. Get swept over. Oh, who do you think's going to buy you up? The big corporations? No, it's going to be the people that fucking actually have shit tons of money, like Pelosi. You think Pelosi is fucking worried about being quarantined? These fucking millionaires, these asshat fucking celebrities, sitting there like Madonna sitting in her fucking rose-petaled fucking bathtub. Like, this is the great equalizer. Equalizing what? Proving the fact that you're not worried about fucking how you're going to make rent next month, you fucking pretentious cunt. Go fuck yourself. Oh, and do you think that, we're just going to come out of nowhere with this spending bill that was already decided upon by all you House Democrat asshats, Mr. Clyburn coming out like, this is a great opportunity for us to reshape the world into our vision. Never let a good tragedy go to waste, huh? Despite the fact that people are losing their jobs, businesses are shutting down, the fucking Dow has gone to complete shit. People are fucking worried about how they're going to fucking put food on the table. Let's reshape the world in our vision, guys. No, fuck you. There is no fucking way anyone can sit there and tell me with a clear conscience that any of these fucking House Democrats coming out with this 14,000-page bill talking about we need to give fucking $6 billion or whatever the fuck amount was, I know it was in the billions, dollars to the Center for African Development, not African Americans, mind you, but Africa, money that goes to Africa, and you care about what the fuck is happening to the American worker. And oh, by the way, we need remote voting for anybody that doesn't know. That's basically nomenclature for ballot harvesting. You want that didn't work? Okay, well, let's go back to the House, and the House comes to unanimous agreement. Well, we want a few other things, so let's give $25 million to New York City's nonprofit museums, because without that, New York City wouldn't be New York City now, would it? Because I don't know, that's an essential business, apparently. Oh, and let's just throw in, well, if we can't get our ballot harvesting, then we can't get our money for DACA. Well, let's at least get rid of voter ID laws, because that's what matters in a fucking economic crisis and a global pandemic. No, you know what they're fucking doing? They're going to drag this out over and over and over again, all the way up until 2020. Or November 2020, all the way up until election year, because they want to fucking collapse the economy. They've been saying this for the past 4 fucking years.
There's people who are saying, go on strike, don't pay your rent, don't pay your bills.
Yeah.
I had to retweet that shit because I'm like, yo, you didn't do that before. What are you going to change?
The thing is, the cops are going to come in and they're going to say, nope, you're going to have to do that. Do you think you're actually going to get the relief in time? No, you're going to end up with fucking San Francisco and LA and Seattle before you ever even get to that point. Your landlords are just going to come in and kick you out. Do you think any of these fucking Democrats that claim to be on your side are going to actually come in and step forward on your behalf and tell your landlord, no, they can't kick you out? No, they're not going to, because this is the ultimate fucking goal. It's either going to be to break the back of the American economy or break the spirit of the American worker before they will ever give any fucking ground to actually let the stimulus package go through, because the primary goal is to either turn the people against Trump, or if I can't win and I don't get my way, then I'm going to break the economy and burn the fucking ship down with me. I don't care if I'm on the same fucking airplane. I will shoot the pilot in the back of the head, and we're all going to crash and fucking burn, because I'm fucking Nadler. I'm fucking Pelosi. They have enough money to weather the storm, but they know you don't, and they're expecting that you're going to break first. And that's exactly what the fuck they're doing. If they can't get their way and they can't push forward their Marxist bullshit, forcing it into these bills, they're hoping that you will break or vote against Trump. Otherwise, they view you as the enemy too, and they might as well watch and let you burn along with them, because they have enough to weather the storm and they know you don't. And that's exactly what it is. And anyone that thinks that any of these asshats fucking care about you, well, here's a fucking big, bright red fucking pill to wake your dumb ass up. They don't. And they don't need to care about you, because they know you're dumb enough to vote for them anyways, because you're fucking watching MSNBC and Rachel Madcow and Don Lemon and fucking Anderson Cooper and Brian Stelter and all of the other talking head pundits who also have millions of dollars. They will weather the storm. You won't. And once everything is said and done, do you think they're really going to be sitting on your side? No, they're going to be laughing at you for the idiots that you are. And if you're still stupid enough to vote for these fucking vapid, idiotic, fucking evil pieces of shit, if you're still willing to sit there and vote for them thinking that they have your best interest at heart, or simply just to spite the orange man and those evil, as they say, maggots, then you know what? You deserve everything that's fucking coming to you. That is my rant.
Personally, I think he's the fucking shit. I love him.
Okay, alright, so Doku. Here's the thing. I was down in Louisiana, and I was able to move my flight up and get home before the West Coast was locked down. But they're still having flights go in and out. If you're really worried about a pandemic spreading, why are the airlines still running?
I asked that same question before, but it's mainly for infrastructure
because they need a fucking body count to blame on somebody.
For your personal shit, there's no goddamn reason why. But for things like medical equipment, then yes. But that would be a very small percentage of the overall picture.
Look, you got to understand, like the shit that's going on here, like the rest of the world is basically in following suit from the head of the Western world for, I don't know, the past 100 years or so. So basically, everybody's following our lead. We're collapsing. We're watching like the two sides of humanity. The one side that is fucking logical and going, what the fuck are you guys doing? We just want to fucking live in peace and fucking take care of our families and prosper and everything and build industry and technology and stuff like that. Like, what the fuck are you guys doing? And the other side is like, oh, nihilistic end of the world shit. Fuck you guys. Like, you're not giving us what we want, so fuck it. We're gonna fucking crash it all. We're gonna burn it all. We're gonna fuck all of you. It's such a bullshit situation we're in right now, where I'm like, there's an element to our civilization that is actively so angry because they made their move and they didn't get the reaction that they wanted. The majority of people were like, no, man, I actually care about, Mima and Papa and fucking my kids and my wife and everything. I actually care about all that shit. Like, I'm willing to fight for that. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to protect that. Like, I'm not
okay, well, Fedorable, let me ask you this then.
What's that?
Whatever it takes to protect that. Let's say they institute martial law. You have National Guard troops walking up and down the road. Are you just going to stand by and let that happen?
Look. If you are not a clear and present danger to the people I care about, I'm willing to work with you in extreme circumstances. I get it. There's a virus and everything else. And yes, the virus is very real. Like, don't ever fucking kid yourself. The virus is a very real element in all of this. It's just being exploited to pull a whole bunch of other shenanigans and bullshit on the side. Like, it's being used as smoke and mirror cover. But yeah, the virus is very real. Don't ever fucking kid yourself on that.
What bothers me is that it seems that recoveries seem pretty low, while at the same time deaths are pretty high.
Right.
Because they keep calculating all their death percentages by in total infected cases by deaths, but you're supposed to calculate it by recoveries versus deaths. So if you calculate it by total cases versus deaths, you're going to have this very low percentage number that's not going to freak people out. But if you go by the actual number of recoveries versus deaths, you got 2 deaths to 1 recovery. But the time will tell on that, and hopefully the time frame will make that recovery number jump way up at some point. But
you want to
real quick, we got a $2 super chat from Penoid. Fedorable, what's up? Don't fall for the tank train BS.
Hey, Penoid, I'm paying attention to all things. I'm trying not to lose my shit, brother, because I'm ready to fucking boogaloo, bro. I ain't even gonna lie. I've been waiting for this shit most of my life. I want this. I really don't want it for the majority of people. I don't want to be right because I know it's gonna be fucking horrible for a lot of people. But at the same time, I'm like, I want a shot at all these evil motherfuckers that have just kept our species kept underfoot for so goddamn long with so many different bullshit reasons and everything. I want a shot at these bastards. I want that shot.
Well, since I know Penoid is...
But, at the same time, I'm like... To get that shot, they put fucking innocent people in the line of fire.
Well, no, and Doku, I know you have something you want to say, but Pete,
yeah,
what do you think? You've been quiet the whole time, man. How are you looking at this whole situation?
I'm just kind of taking it all in. I think that I mentioned this earlier, like I have to be positive. I have to be.
You're
For
a
my
father,
safety,
man.
you know. I have to be because I got kids and I'm worried about the future. You know, that's not to say that I'm not worried about this. I don't want to catch this thing.
Dude,
My biggest concern is that right now.
Don't worry
Well,
about that little boy more than anything.
Yeah,
dude,
young cases, as far as America goes, I don't believe anybody below the age of 20 has died yet. But there has.
Yeah, there have been several confirmed cases here out in LA where like under 18 have died. There was one case that was 17 years old, and there was another case that was an 11-year-old. The 11-year-old had extenuating circumstances. The 17-year-old, the 18-year-old, and the 19-year-old all fucking died of COVID.
Okay, I stand corrected.
Right, it's like, dude, like I'm not paying attention to like mainstream. Like I'm going fucking full onion router, fucking deep web with this shit, because like the stuff that I'm getting from inside and from people I know from inside UCLA Med. Like one of my friends one of my closest friends that I went to fucking college with, his wife is in UCLA Med right now dealing with fucking COVID cases up front and personal. Like, so his family, like, these are people close to me. Like, dude, I'm not gonna lie. I would fucking be a goddamn mess if something happened to him. And they're like,
Well,
right
no,
there.
and
They're
let me say it plainly. We are sheltering in place. My wife has gone to work and she's gone to the store. Other than that, we're at home. But I still think grinding the largest economy on the face of the planet is a bad idea, to grind that to a halt.
Yeah,
I really do. I really think it's a bad idea, and that's my libertarian values coming out. And you guys can lambaste me all you want over it, but I really, let's look at the numbers compared to the Spanish
bottom
flu.
line with you is always that you have a healthy distrust of the man, which I respect, which you should. You question things.
No.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Well, that's not even the point that I wanted to get through to everyone with my initial rant. What I want to point out is looking at the way that our quote public representatives, our career politicians, the people who should be looking out for, you and me and the guy next door, they're not. If this is not a fucking eye-opener for the fact that these million and billionaire fucking career politicians who have done nothing with their lives except get paid by fucking taxpayer dollars actually give a shit about you, when the second something actually comes up, and you know what, I know you're in the fucking chat, I'm not talking about the financial implications of like putting such a large amount of money into the economy, but just the fact that you could actually give a little bit of relief. I refuse to call it a stimulus package, but a little bit of relief to the people that are hit hardest by this. And someone like Pelosi comes in with a 1,400-page bill where you're trying to give money to this that doesn't matter to coronavirus, or this that doesn't matter to coronavirus, or this foreign country, or this or that, all because this is a great opportunity to fucking instill your fucking set in stone, cement your Marxist ideology all on the fucking backs of the people that you claim to care about, but obviously fucking don't. This should be an eye-opener for everyone about why these fucking politicians care so little about you and care more about their fucking ideological dogma and their own personal power and consolidation of it, because they do not care about being isolated. They can survive it. They have their own fucking personal doctors that will come to their house. They probably will fucking be able to make their own little makeshift fucking ICU bed in their own fucking goddamn little mansion somewhere. If it takes them a fucking private jet to get there, then so be it. And you think they give a fuck about you, who's worrying about how you're going to pay next month's rent, or fucking pay little Mary Sue's fucking buy her Campbell's soup next week if these are the people you're still going to vote for, you're clearly not fucking paying attention. And that is the most abhorrent thing about this, is because when you want to talk about utilizing a crisis to push a fucking agenda, not letting a good crisis go to waste, look at what fucking Pelosi and fucking Nadler are doing just yesterday now,
Well,
but
you know,
just
she's
fucking
done.
today.
She's helped to send Trump's approval rating way up.
Well, no, and look at the largest hit area in the United States, New York, and New York City in particular. They have over half of all coronavirus cases. I mean, that is astronomical. And yeah, if you load it up, I can throw it on the
I
screen.
always have this on my computer.
I heard
now.
they turned down like 4,000 ventilators.
No. Remember this. New York right now has half of the global outbreak, if I'm looking at this correctly.
Well, this is what the map looks like of the world.
Not
was
the
scary about
total
today
that's already been out, but
Watch this. When the map goes back to where there's no lines for the countries anymore, like you could still see the outline of the United States now without any kind of marking lines, just from the red dots. That's scary.
See, I'm on. There are some people that think this is a big move by the New World Order, that this is really what it comes down to. This is Agenda 21, Agenda 30. This is what Jade Helm was all about. This is it. This is it. And there's some people that are all about that. But see, I'm under the impression that the people at the top want to maintain the status quo, and if not, improve it for themselves. And you don't.
It's opportunism.
You don't
It's
do
pure
that by grinding
opportunism.
everything to a halt. You don't do it by doing that. I genuinely think this thing was something that got out of hand faster than they were ready to respond to it.
Pete, I would actually give you a little bit of pushback on that one. No, I think this is pure opportunism, not in the sense of, oh, let's spread the virus. Although there are one or two idiots out there saying, like, let's go in resistance and let's go, go attend some, shoulder to shoulder march or go on spring break. That's just pure stupidity. But that's not my point. My point is that there are certain people who are worth millions, if not billions of dollars, who are going to take this and use this as an advantage, not only to better themselves, but also consolidate their own power. And I hate to keep using the same quote, but it needs to be used because more and more people need to hear it. An opportunity to reshape the world in their own view. And that is what they're trying to do.
Trying right now too.
Oh, what do you think the fucking tanks and all that?
But just look at this for a minute. Just in Long Island, there's 39 Americans dead because of China.
Mm-hmm.
Just Long Island.
Well,
This
what do
is
you
going to
think,
make 9/11 look like little numbers.
Jesse? What do you think's coming next? War with China.
I think every country on the planet should get in a circle around China and just start kicking them.
No, we're watching
So
the Third World War break out in front of our eyes. The New
The
World.
United States Marine Corps.
Shit, excuse me. God damn.
Well, something to point out, because if you want to,
downsizing. They just got rid of their tank battalions, and they're making themselves leaner and meaner, and said they're preparing for the next war, which is probably going to be with China because they're talking about island hopping and shit.
well, and also if you ever want an interesting precursor to how things play out in the future, look at how the media tries to push things, because you'll see the media say one thing and then give them a few months and they'll start saying something else, and usually it tends to play out. It's usually one way or the other. But the last thing I saw that made me really scratch my head is, forget which, authoritative news source, as YouTube would like to call it, came out with this article. But they were saying that, oh, well, once this is all said and done, more countries are wanting to try to consolidate with China, because if another crisis comes down, China's going to be able to supply them with all the goods they need.
Yeah, meanwhile, let's look at the most bullshit statistic here. 61,201 recovered from this in Hubei, China. Bullshit.
Well, my point is there are a lot
All
of
the
people trying to
Chinese
push the
money
narrative
make.
that countries like Europe and the United States are going to want to consolidate their trade relationships with China, because if something like this does happen again, China can supply them with everything they need. They won't have to make it at home. It'll all be ready and waiting on a fucking pallet somewhere in a fucking a port city in China, ready to be delivered. Bullshit.
Well, you guys want to hear something?
Nobody's gonna want it.
You want to hear
I'm not
a horrific thing about Hubei and or was it Hubei and then the Wuhan province. So basically there's this thing. So the way they have their social credit system set up over there, everything is tied in with your cell phone number, your social security number, your social security, your social credit system standing, all this. So oh, excuse me. God, I got the hiccups really bad, so forgive me. Too much wine. So they basically have this with the social credit system and everything else in place. All these people, it's all tied in with their cell phones. So basically, they've had in the past 60 to 90 days, and I'm like, that's why I keep fucking with all these little trolls on fucking Twitter and shit, and keep telling them 60 to 90 days, enjoy it. It took 60 to 90 days for. Right now, they're actually tracking statistically. The numbers are between about 15 to 20 million people whose cell phones went inactive.
Oh, that whole thing, yeah.
They have been disabled.
20 million people didn't die in China.
I really hope that isn't the case, but if it is, holy shit.
Well, some of them might be deaths, but a lot of them are just going to be people that are known dissenters that don't have enough good boy points because of their system, so they shut them down.
No, but these are their phones. Like, it's not like ours where we actually pay for it. Theirs they just check in and re-up their shit. Like, it's state assigned.
No, and I know the story you're talking about. Essentially what it is that it's suddenly, I think the lowest number I saw was 6 million and the highest number I saw was 21. And these somewhere between 6 and 21 million people, which again, you don't just go out and buy a cell phone. It is directly connected to the state. It's directly connected to you, or connected to your social credit score. It is essentially, for us, the equivalent would be like having a social security number. Your cell phone number would be essentially the same thing. And they've just kind of disappeared over the past 2 or 3 months. They're just not there.
China's being really iffy with a lot of numbers, and when you're comparing it to what we're seeing with other countries and everything, China's shit is not their math is not matching up with the other people's math at all. China's lying.
Think about it like this.
Flat out fucking lying. I don't give a fuck how you want to break it down or anything else, or how you want to spin it or anything else. China has been lying.
Oh, think about it like this for anybody that needs an analogy in the Western culture. It would be like if there was, in the U.S. Census, there was 6-7 million people that were in the U.S. Census at the last census take. And all of a sudden, those social security numbers, they're just gone, disappeared, poof, thin air. You never existed. That's what we're talking about. And this is tied to your cell phone. So this is why this whole idea of a social credit score, very heavily monitored internet presence. This is the end game of communism. Even your cell phone, you can't not change your cell phone number. Everything is tied and interconnected. It is extremely Orwellian. You do not just disappear like that.
Oh yeah, you do.
You live in a communist regime.
Well, yeah. I mean that's real easy to happen because you're not keeping anything else.
And this brings me to something else I wanted to bring up. Where if you look at Speaker Pelosi's bill, her original 1,400-page one, which you don't just come up with out of the clear blue, out of thin air, and you look at some of the stuff she was trying to do, it's extremely similar to some of the policies that the CCP, located in the PRC, aka China, has in place. And, well, this is the type of stuff they're trying to force feed us through this, crisis relief program, the majority of which has nothing to do with crisis relief. This is how you end up with this type of, very authoritarian, Marxist, Animal Farm, Fahrenheit 451 type of system, all for the sake of what? I
don't know, but I'm glad I watched every single dystopian future movie from the 70s.
You cannot sit there and tell me that this is not being utilized as a means to try to tighten political power. It has nothing to do with trying to address the coronavirus, at least not what...
Dude, this right now, to the people who are paying attention, this is the red pill being shoved down your motherfucking throat against your will. You're choking on it, but you realize it's real. Yeah, this is the way shit is. This is the way your fucking great grandparents would have fucking told you the way it was. And yeah,
normies are freaking out, man.
Yeah,
it's a tough.
Fuck them.
Is everyone just waking up and realizing communism bad?
Yeah, fuck communism. Communism can suck a fucking left nut and make the right one jealous. Like fuck that shit.
Like at this point in time, it's not actually communism. We need to start calling it what it actually truly is, and it is global Marxism. Yes. China is the way that you can push it, and this is why China is essentially the catalyst for something like this to happen. Because, who supplies us with all of our stuff? Who have we been bending over backwards for? Who produces all of our stuff? Why do you think people got so mad when a particular person said you needed a magic wand to bring manufacturing back to the United States so that we weren't reliant upon a foreign entity to provide us with the supplies that we need? That's a good question. It's going to depend on how many people decide to take the red pill and actually realize you've been being lied to this entire time. You've been played like a puppet. You either wake up to the reality of it, even if it's a dark reality, and the fact that, well, in fact, you are a puppet, or you can continue to go along and go with it, and you'll get your social credits just knowing that you'll never be anything more than, oh, here's going to be that word that YouTube hates, a slave. This is what it really fucking boils down to. You think all those fucking millionaires and billionaires that are sitting over there on Capitol Hill actually care about you? Do you think that all of the people that fund their campaigns, all the people that move their money around globally, like, oh, the United States wants to do one thing or something else, do you think they're even going to allow you to maintain any type of level of financial stability, financial independence, even remotely to the point that you'll be able to live independently and not be a slave to them? No, they won't, because they will find one way or another to steal that wealth from you. And it will happen one way or another, whether you realize it or not. And it's usually legal. Trust me, you're talking to someone who just got fucking swindled out of thousands of dollars over the same shit. All because of a virus that has absolutely nothing to do with my fucking finances. but I still got screwed over by it. Buyer beware. If you do not think this is real, then you are not paying attention. This is a final fucking hurrah, and the reason it's happening right now is because if they do not consolidate power, well, shit's gonna get really fucking interesting really fucking quick.
Woogaloo. That's what's gonna happen. Woogaloo.
Well, no, okay. Yeah, it's real. The virus is real. Nobody is saying that it's fake. But the thing is it worth cutting off 10 grand from you? Is it worth shutting down the entire economy? Is it worth putting our great-grandchildren into debt? $6 trillion stimulus package. Are you kidding me?
Okay, hold on, Dodge. I'm gonna tell you exactly why that yes, it is. Because to them, it doesn't matter. They will come out of this fine. We're gonna be the ones that suffer. They don't care. This is the reason they want to break us. Because they're going to be the ones to come to us and say, here's your money, here's your stimulus package, but it's not going to be the stimulus package that we want or need. It's going to be the ones that it's going to be like Nancy Pelosi's bill where, okay, please, daddy, please, mommy, give me all the money that I need to survive so I can pay my rent next month and put food on the table for Billy and Sally. Oh, by the way, I'll sell my financial future and my children's financial future and my grandchildren's financial future so that you can continue to have power indefinitely. And that is exactly what the hell is going on right now. You can see it if you take the time to go through and read what they're trying to do with these bills, and that is what they're doing because it is the last chance they have. And if you vote for these people, that is exactly what you're going to end up with. If you ever want to be rich or a millionaire, if you ever want financial independence, if you vote for people like Pelosi or Nadler or Schumer or Waters, you're giving up your own fucking personal freedoms. You're giving up your own freedoms, period, end of story, for the sake of security. And Dodge, I know you know the quote, so let me fucking hear it.
God, man, damn. Drop that shit, Doku.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Matt.
Let me fucking hear the goddamn quote, Dodge. Peaceful slavery or dangerous freedom? Which one do you want?
Hey,
I want to fucking hear you say it, Dodge, because this is what's happening right fucking now.
I will take the tempestuous waters of liberty over peaceful slavery any day of the week. And if you would like to lick the boots of the people who feed you, then may the chains rest lightly upon your shoulders. And may we all forget that you were ever one of our countrymen.
But you know what?
Mad.
There are two options you have.
Why isn't Pinoy
real quick? Well, real quick, before you answer that, I want to put that quote into context.
I have a quote. Fuck
what's happening right now. Well, that's a good one. Here's what's happening right now. Because we've been so fucking reliant upon the global systems that have been put in place ever since the end of World War II. Ever since 1913, 1912. Ever since we were reliant upon a Chinese communist government, a government that is our enemy, a bigger enemy than the USSR ever was, because they learned from what we did to the USSR and broke them economically. They did the same thing to us, and you're seeing it right fucking now.
China.
Right now, you are slaves to government and global debt. Things that you have no fucking control over. You want to know who's to blame for the pain you're feeling right now? Look to the rest of the world. Look to the people sitting on Capitol Hill. Look to the people who can't even pass a stimulus package without trying to expand their own Marxist government.
Look in the
Look-
motherfucking mirror for those who voted for all those fucks in the first
And
place.
look-
you dumb bastards.
And look to all of your fucking college grant-given education systems that are churning out Marxists left and right, thinking the government is going to take care of them as if they had their own your own best interest in mind. You think they're there to take care of you? You think they're there to fucking help you? You think the rest of the world is going to come to your aid while you're sitting there self-quarantined? Like they're going to, like some fucking angel, some Valkyrie is going to come
want
down
you
in
to
the
be
sky
there
and
to
put
be
fucking
used like a
food on your
battery.
goddamn table?
To save you.
You think someone's going to come down, like some fucking Valkyrie from the Norwegian states that are being overrun by fucking migrants are going to come down and put food on your table, or some fucking Chinese warlord is going to come in there and save you and fucking readjust your fucking social structure to fucking make everything better for you so that you can live a better life? No, you're a fucking moron and you're a fool. And if you vote for it thinking that it's going to make your life any better, then you deserve the type of fucking slavery that you're going to inevitably get. It's just not going to be with change, it's going to be with debt. And if you think that is going to make your life any better, if you think you're going to get any better, if you think it's going to be a better life for your children, then you are a fool and a moron, and you deserve everything you get. I would
Surf's
rather
gotta
die.
surf, bro. People
I
want to
would
be
rather-
surfs again.
I would rather die free than live life as a slave.
Dude,
And to all of my
Doku.
fellow Americans, if I look at you and you fucking vote for that shit, you are not an American. You are not. You do not value the Constitution. You do not value freedom. You do not value liberty. You do not care about your children. You do not care about the future of this country. You are a fucking disgrace upon what the Founding Fathers tried to do when we fucking fought against the strongest empire in the entire fucking world and bled for the fucking freedom that we have. And you are fucking squandering it for what? For what? What are you squandering it? Let me ask you. What are you squandering that fucking freedom? No matter how hard you have to fight for it, no matter how much blood has to be spilled for it, what are you squandering it for? To be a fucking slave? Those who desire fucking peaceful slavery deserve neither liberty or slavery.
Dude,
You deserve everything you fucking get.
dude,
You're
Doku.
pathetic and a disgrace on the fucking face of this nation, and you are spitting on the Founding Fathers' graves for what you are doing right now. You're pathetic and disgusting, and I despise you for it, because you're screwing all of us and the rest of this nation over for it, and you are abhorrent. You are disgusting and deserve no respect.
You just gave me a raging golden fucking eagle of a boner, dude, with that fucking
Liberty Eagle, the golden Liberty Eagle.
God damn.
Listen, I think at the end of the day,
Resistance to tyrants is obedience to God.
I think at the end of the day, the status quo is what makes money.
Let him
And
die.
the drive to return to the status quo is going to be the biggest factor behind all of this. So much so that I think Trump wants to open stuff up too early. Talking about Easter, everything's going to be back to normal. Like, that's insane.
No, I think he's talking about Easter is something else, man. Green Castle is a go.
They're gonna assess. They want to reassess. Is what I got out of it.
There's multiple things going on all at once right now within our civilization, and I don't think people are
Now,
ready to know
talking on
what
that
the fuck
Q
is going on.
nonsense. I think you're really talking on some Q nonsense, and I don't buy into any of that.
Oh, I don't know, man. Some of it's fucking going down nah, not in the fucking. I don't know. I listen to the fucking channels and stuff like that, but like some of them are on point. It's like, look, man, and if you were about to take out detrimental points within the entire global infrastructure and everything, just while everything is down, like all these like human trafficking fronts, all this other shit, like fucking take it all out while it's down and isolated and locked in place. Do it. Pull the trigger.
You know, this is the thing. This is gonna suck for a lot of fucking people, because I do consider this the fucking Hail Mary of the people of the globalist fucking ivory tower elite Marxist assholes.
Yep.
Before 2020 rolls around. And if Trump can be trusted, this will be a fucking downfall if he wins in 2020. And I do say that with a big if, because we have no idea that the system can be trusted, because it can't. This system has been put in place well fucking before. And
Right.
Pinoy knows exactly what the fuck I'm
basically
talking
we're
about.
down to either Trump gets reelected or we rebel.
Dude, I honestly, I hope, I'm praying beyond like, I don't even like, I don't even know what to believe or anything, but I'm like, dude, if there is something out there and it's listening, please, like, hear my call. Like, humanity needs a fucking, like, we need some guidance right now, because we're fucking out of control.
Well, financially, there are two linchpins in this fucking entire situation. If China fucking collapses, it's going to be a fucking shit show. It's going to be a free for all.
Yeah,
but it kind of already is.
It's going to turn into a fucking global war.
But see, the thing is, China
any better, it's going to devolve into that. What?
Well, but China can't feed itself. We can.
No, dude. I'm paying attention. I still got connections in the old fucking field, dude. And it's like the stuff I'm hearing from there. I'm like, dude, please don't let that fucking be true. Like, don't let it go that route. That's fucking bad for everybody.
I'm telling you, there's no way there's going to be a global war. That would result in a nuclear exchange, and then we'd be fucked.
Not necessarily. Limited nuclear exchange. Tactical, not strategic. Tactical.
Okay, real quick, super chat. I gotta interrupt for the super chat. Pinoid, another $2. Send Corona blankets to nursing homes. The views expressed on the Redeye stream are not necessarily the views of Mad Dodge Productions or anybody that is participating on the panel. Just want that known, YouTube.
Yuma, YouTube. Get with the program.
Oh, this shitty motherfucker. He wanna come bang that shitty shit to motherfucking SARS and put on the blankets and give to people. That's no fucking good. That's very bad.
What are you doing?
It's very shitty. What? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, StreamYards likes to kick me like that. Damn it.
Oh, shit. My bad.
Here's the other thing to point out. This is the last Hail Mary for these old guard Democrats who have been in the House and the Senate for a long ass time, and this was their chance to consolidate power. Their chance to put things into their worldview. If this does not work, they're screwed. Do you think Nancy Pelosi is going to make it through another 4 years of time?
Yeah, but that's
Look
just
at how
the thing.
old
When they realize
is.
that they really are screwed, are they going to go quietly into the night, or are they going to push the big red button they got saved up?
No, they're already pushing the big red button, and that's the point. Because if they don't win,
they're out in November. I think they know they're out, man. They know.
If they don't win, they might still win this
by allowing Bernie to run as a fucking communist.
Haven't you guys?
Hold on.
Oh, sorry.
When I say the big red button, if they win, what I'm saying is, if they don't win, they've already hit the red button. They're already afraid of losing. Even if they win coming up election in November, the damage right now is already done. And if Trump wins, he's starting over from ground zero the same way many people, like me, will be starting over from ground zero. Yeah. So much wealth has been wiped out and or transferred that it's going to be ground zero for all of us. But it's not ground zero in the sense of, war or anything like that. It is that we have been wiped out economically, that we are going to have to start over. And we're not going to be reliant on other countries because we've already cut ourselves off. We've already said, you are not fucking reliable. And if they don't get their, the globalist Marxist, global economy, the digital dollar thing, go look into that. That's really fucking interesting. They've already set in that dead man switch to begin with. It has been there since the fucking 1913s, 1914s. It is in place. This is the end game for them. If they don't win, they will drag us down with them, and it's gonna drag all of us down with it, and it's gonna fucking suck. But the silver lining on that is that they lost and we didn't. Now it's gonna be really shitty. You're gonna have to fucking hold out, but that's the thing. They're expecting us to break and vote for them because I bet you fucking money, and mark my words, they will come up with something like, oh, we'll give you something better. You just have to trust us. You know, the government, I'm from the government and I'm here to help. I'll come in and I'll take care of you. And we need to give them the middle finger and tell you, no, go fuck yourself. You're a bunch of millionaires that didn't fucking care about us. They think we have the attention span of ants. No, fuck you.
Now, with everything you just said, the thing that stuck out like a minute ago was transfer of wealth. Do you think that they're trying to use this as a last-ditch effort to cut and run and steal the United States economy with them?
Dude,
They already have.
done. It's fucking over. In case everybody has not figured it the fuck out, the world as we know it ended. Like, everybody is fucking scrambling, trying to grab pieces of it, trying to put it back together. Humpty Dumpty fell off the fucking wall. Like, what we have before us is a chance to fucking either make a future together that is beneficial where we all fucking profit, which is possible. I mean, we already have all the systems in place and everything. All we got to do is just get off our fucking asses and start producing.
Well,
Like,
but
cool.
that's not necessarily going to happen with
Look,
social distancing. But real quick super chat, another $2. Dash fat bastard. Oh sure, Pinoid. It would be funny. And also Sonny, you haven't talked in a while, and Cam is in the back room waiting, so I'm gonna swap you two. So nothing against you. I'll bring you back in a little bit.
Nice. But yeah, everybody's looking at all the doom and gloom and everything, and I'm like, look, yeah, we're fucked. But at the same time, we are free of the constraints of all the fucking old debt and everything. There are those of us, look, the people at the top, they're the ones that are getting fucked. All of us at the bottom, this is our time to shine. This is our time to fucking, step up.
This is our time down here.
Yeah, exactly. It's our time to fucking, step up and actually, rise up and let our talents shine and actually, run these new industries and everything that need to come into being.
Well, there's something that needs to be pointed out there. Yes, you're correct, but here's the problem. We're going to be the ones starting from ground zero.
And none of us can afford it.
I think they're going to have to do another stimulus.
We'll find a way.
Well, but that's not what I'm talking about.
Well, no, wait.
I
I want to address that, Pete.
Yeah.
Okay. President Trump is talking about two $1,000 checks per American plus $500 per child. Okay. I have a family of 8, really, but my son is living with his mom right now, so it's 7.
Right.
So I'm looking at $6,500 influx into my account, pretty much. Right?
Jesus Christ, dude. There's things called condoms, bro.
Catholic. Anyway, moving on.
Real quick, hypothetical.
True faith.
I have joint legal and physical custody of my son along with his mother. Now, I would assume only one of those people could claim the child for this, right?
Right.
So, give it to her because.
Yeah, so you're saying you think there should be a second influx of money.
I think there will be.
They passed $6 trillion. That is the largest aid budget ever in North American history, not just United States history.
And they'll have to
and you think they should do a second. Who's going to pay for this?
The same people who are always going to pay for it. Motherfuckers down the road.
Yeah,
Exactly.
when eventually they just decide to
Pretty
collapse
much.
everything and redo it and just wipe everything away anyway.
It's like the idea that our children and our grandchildren are going to be in debt. That's the fact of the matter is they're going to be in debt either way.
It's all an illusion.
Like really,
Well,
like they're going to be in debt either way. They're going to be in debt trillions of dollars either fucking way.
Yeah.
So what's the matter if it saves us from a depression right now?
I'm willing to entertain this idea. Could you elaborate a little bit though? Because you're gonna have to sell me on I don't know, selling out my grandchildren.
It's already been done, bro.
It's
You
already
just going
done.
to realize. Like, it was done with the credit industries and the fucking debt industries years ago. Like, every American right now is carrying about, I believe the last time I checked it, it was about $159,000 in global debt.
Dude, I don't have any credit card debt. Like zero.
You don't. But the Federal Reserve does in your name. And you just don't realize it. Like, that is the way our economy works. You have debt that you are carrying for the state that you don't even know about. Look into that shit sometime, like the hidden banking systems and everything. Like, when you realize how much each individual, you're like, what? We're like almost $200,000 in debt each person when we're fucking born? What? So that person in their lifetime, that person in their lifetime,
No,
$200,000 a year.
No, I almost want to make Dash, fat bastard, pay another $2 for me to read this out loud, but I'll go ahead and read it. I'm still amazed you found somebody to reproduce with. Yeah, and reproduce a lot. That's right. Yeah, somebody's getting nookie. Fuck you.
You know what though? I'm not sure which one's the smarter one. You got the offspring, and I just got the pleasure. And I got way more fucking kinky shit than you did. I can guarantee it.
I doubt that.
Oh no, I can guarantee you, I fucking have the dear penthouse moments most people would fucking dream of.
It's about to get nasty in here.
My favorite Fed sex story is the hearse. The hearse part.
Dude, I fucking had all the Hollywood shit, and then I lived with a professional Washington D.C. dominatrix for 2.5 years. I
apologize for that because
Well, no,
I know one of them and they're nasty.
Here.
Well, no. In the words of Scrubs, thank you for teaching her reverse cowboy style. Just saying.
Let's just put it this way.
The words of Scrubs, the heavy dance.
Not only did I personally design her torture dungeon that serviced hundreds, but I personally, the Archdiocese of the whatever the fuck he was, the Archdiocese of the Episcopalian Church in Portland, I personally put on a St. Andrew's cross and whipped him bloody myself. So there you go.
Wait, Portland, Oregon?
Yeah. Yes.
Hey, nah.
Doesn't matter where you're from. Some
Like,
people like to get whipped.
Dude, I have open invites into Masonic church or Masonic orders all across the nation. There's a lot of shit about me that, like,
Fed, did you whip a dude?
yes, I did. I whipped a fucking high priest of the church, Episcopalian church. I whipped that motherfucker bloody until he was screaming and begging to stop.
And how hard were you?
Oh, you have no idea, dude. I was like, oh god damn it, I'm going to hell for this.
Just
Like,
raging boner, and you're whipping a man.
oh, no, knowing that after I got done with this motherfucker, this dominatrix friend of mine, that was the kill shot. And
Right, so it wasn't the money shot?
it was on my order that happened.
It was on my orders. Execute Order 66.
Yes. I demolished. I'm like, fuck your religion, fuck your God, and everything else. I was like,
whip this man.
The God that I know.
No, he was just trying to repent.
Look,
You were actually doing him a favor.
right, exactly. But it's like the God that I know, I'm just like, man, I talk to that motherfucker directly. I don't go through the middleman service. I fucking shit all over the middleman service and make fun of them. Fuck them.
Actually, since you brought up God and stuff, Pete, you did a stream on demonic possession.
Yeah, that was
How'd that go?
I think it was all right. We talked about
which cases did you bring up?
A lot of cases from the 1600s.
Oh, you mean back when ergot poisoning was a real thing?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So we talked about the Lodoun possessions, the Lovier's possessions, the possession of Elizabeth Knapp, George Luckins, Anthony Gay, Clara Germana Klee, of course, the exorcism of Roland Doe or Robbie Mannheim, the one that influenced The Exorcist, Annalise Michel.
What about Elizabeth Rose?
No, we didn't touch on Elizabeth Rose.
I thought it was.
See, that's one I would have brought up because that actually went to trial, and I don't know. The movie portrayal makes it look like she was possessed, but I haven't seen the actual case study.
Okay, so you're talking about the haunting of Emily Rose. The possession of Emily Rose.
Oh, Emily, not Elizabeth. My bad.
Oh, the real was Annalise Michel. Annalise Michel was the inspiration for the exorcism of Emily Rose.
Kim, you had something you wanted to say?
No, the possession that resulted in The Exorcist, the one that was originally a little boy. Did you know that they actually tore the house down and built not only a gazebo over top of it, but a children's playground?
That's creepy.
Yeah, I used to smoke blunts over there every freaking weekend.
Yeah, it's in Maryland.
That's my old stomping grounds. Dude. And there was literally a brick wall that also was set on fire.
Yeah, the only thing.
Yeah, what I want everybody to take away from this is how do you set a brick wire or brick wall on fire? A brick wire on fall.
Gasoline.
That too.
A brick wall on fire? How many different chemical formulations you want in 5 minutes or less?
Are you talking about a fire brick wall or a normal brick wall?
No, a brick wall that just randomly caught on fire near this house that was exorcised.
If I remember the story correctly, there was no chemical compound involved. It just caught on fire.
Really?
Well, the only way, like in ancient siege tactics, the way they did it was they covered the stones in vinegar and then built a fire under it, and it would make it spald and crack easier.
That's how they got into the pyramids.
Yeah.
But doesn't that seem kind of weird for I don't know, modern times where,
especially since this is
there's a lot of unexplained supernatural stuff out there that just is completely there's no evidence of human interaction with it. I remember one where there was a it was a poltergeist case, but there was a rose in a vase over the kitchen sink, and one day the rose was half burnt vertically, and all the petals were still completely intact, but it was completely burnt. They were like, they couldn't have faked that with like a lighter or something. It wouldn't work like that. Like, bizarre. People just
Yeah.
Well,
no,
no,
that's
and,
not supposed to work like that.
Well, no, and when I was down in Louisiana, my brother took me to a tower, and this was the bell tower of a church that burnt down. And the story went, the woman was having an affair with the priest, and she was up in the bell tower waiting for him when the fire started.
Oh.
And she burnt alive. I took some pictures, and I caught some shit in there, which is really interesting. So, I caught a full body apparition of a woman. Like see through. She is there. You can see her nose, her eyes, her hairline.
Wow.
Like,
that's a good
yeah.
Got it?
I do. It's on my cell. I'll send you a copy after we're done with the show. I'm probably gonna make a video on it and show everybody. But yeah, I caught some shit when I was down in the South. I had a good time. It was fun. Other than the lockdown, like I got to go to the bar once, and then they locked everything down, and my dad was gonna take me to the riverboats to the casino. You know what I mean? And like, god damn it! Oh no, we're shutting down the casino. Well, there went me pretending to be Maverick for a day. God damn it.
Right. I love that movie.
My favorite part of that was when he goes up to the Indian guys and they're all buddy.
Yes.
Smooth as shit.
You know what I mean? I was totally going to wear a cowboy hat and everything. But, I've been accused of not taking the coronavirus seriously. I do not believe that we should shut down the American economy. I don't believe that we need to spend $6 trillion. We wouldn't need to if you didn't shut down the economy. And the fact remains, you never did this with the Spanish flu. You never did this with the AIDS epidemic. You never did this with any other disease, ever. Why now?
Because it's a new world order, motherfucker. Get on board or get left behind.
I mean, do you need the obvious answer, or do I need to actually spell it out bit by bit?
Spell it bit by bit, because like the majority of it's pushing for this. You already got Tony Blair and all these other fucking like old world leaders and everything all of a sudden piping up about, oh yeah, we need a unified world government to take over and run everything. And we got this world currency that's already been developed and been in fucking circulation for 8 years out of Australia. It's been a quiet little cryptocurrency that still like has various different names, and they always keep changing. And all of a sudden now the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank are all of a sudden accepting it as a legitimate currency.
Okay, Fat Bastard says, all in caps, by the way, because you can't compare the degree of the problem with today's interconnected world, doofus. Actually you can. The Spanish flu killed how many people at the height of World War I? Do you really want to have this argument with a history major? We could do this. This will be fun. I could totally have this argument. No, we never shut down the economy over a virus. We never have.
No,
No, sorry, you go first,
Oh.
because
no. Go ahead, man. Sorry.
All right, so I have a few points that I want people to think about. So we're not going to shut down contact with the rest of the world, knowing that there's a virus spreading, because it's, I don't know, according to the media, somehow racist and xenophobic and this and that, until it is. And then, well, the media is saying, don't worry, guys, it's the flu is much more dangerous. Go out and party and do this. Oh, but then don't. Starting to notice a pattern here.
I have a question. I have a question for you, though, Doku. Okay, when a virus starts to spread, it hits the most predominant people, right? That is going to hit the weakest in the herd. And then it starts to burn out and fizzle, right? As it spreads through the community and an immunity starts to build up, the virus itself fizzles out. So if you shelter in place and hide from said virus, doesn't that continue to spread, really? Because you're not having it invade the population and fizzle out in its normal wave. You're interrupting that. It's like creating a fire line around a wildfire.
Yeah, that's what they call flattening the curve. And actually, flattening the curve, if you're going to catch it, if it's as infectious as they claim it to be, which I still have my skepticism. Don't get me wrong.
Doku, I'll share some of my sources as I fucking verify more of them, but yeah, apparently this shit's way worse than what's being reported on mainstream media. Like that's why nothing is making sense. Why the overreaction? Everybody's like, "What the fuck? What's going on with this?" Apparently it does. It has been verified. Yes, it is reducing fucking male virility, like as far as like testosterone count, sperm counts, things like that. It is reducing those drastically. In some cases, half to a third capacity pre-infection.
Oh, and here's
this is being verified. I'm like, holy shit, dude. It has also been verified that this virus, because of the ACE2 receptor compounds that it seeks out in your lung tissue, that's how it's infecting your lower respiratory tract. Normally, a coronavirus would only affect your upper respiratory tract, your sinuses and stuff like that. This one's affecting both your upper and lower. So it's affecting your lungs too. And what it's doing is the ACE2 receptors in your lung tissue, it expresses more predominantly when there's testosterone present in your system. So people, men and women who have higher T levels are getting hit with this shit like a fucking jackhammer from hell, dude. Like, it's knocking them on their ass. Like, I just read a fucking a personal account and watched it, and I was like, holy shit, dude. And they fucking deleted it off Twitter. I was like, motherfuckers, dude. But it was from a 8-year combat vet within the fucking Navy SEALs. I believe he said he was from SEAL Team 2. It knocked that dude, a healthy fucking Navy SEAL in his mid-30s that is in perfect physical. He's like he's Captain fucking America at this point. It knocked him the fuck on his ass and almost killed him.
So it's basically the sterilization plague.
Right. This shit is no joke. Like, it's had time to burn through the population, and it's picked up immunities and everything else. It's picked up strength. The United States, the Western civilization, is the last to get hit with it, and it's already picked up all these immunities and everything else, so it's going to hit us the hardest. And because we are the most arrogant, narcissistic fucks on the planet, you know, I'm not going to let the coronavirus rule my life, so I'm going to go down to, you know, spring break in fucking Palm Beach and drink beer out of some chick's ass crack and everything else. You know, all that shit. Yeah, all those people are fucking turning up sick. And they're most likely, a good majority of them are probably going to get sick as fuck and be fucked up for life if they don't die.
And why do you think I've been saying that? Let's go back through and look at how the media was trying to portray this as.
I'm sorry,
it's
the
no
Spartans
worse.
were right. Let these people fucking die. Like I'm sorry, I'm a fucking asshole. I'm like, you know, as far as good people, like, put it this way: people with families that are trying to fucking do good and everything else, and try and contribute to society and do everything you can to save them. All these other motherfuckers that are doing dumb shit and everything, let them motherfuckers die. Fuck them. They chose their fate. They chose to do dumb shit, and they fucking made the problem worse.
Well,
Fuck them. Let them die.
What I want to point out is
I'm evil like that. I'm sorry.
Die.
What I want to point out is 2 months ago, the media was just saying the flu is worse. The flu is worse. The flu is worse. Right. And then let a month go past.
It's only a cold, bro.
Now
Trump's a
we need
racist
to
for
take
closing
it
down
serious.
international travel.
I didn't even think it would make its way to America at first.
Dude, Pete, you and I fucking talked about this because you were kind of like, okay, bro, a little bit, because like you guys saw I was going a little fucking nutty back in January about this shit. Because like Medicare and everybody else, all these sources I was looking at, and I started looking into it and going, holy fuck, dude, are you kidding me? This is what's coming down the pipeline. We're fucked. This is gonna fuck everybody's shit up. And it wasn't so much, it was like, yeah, the virus is really fucking bad. But what is going to be worse is all the fucking human reaction to it. The dumb shit.
Yeah. See, Fedorable, that's my point.
Is
I'm not scared of the virus. I'm not. There's 10 cases in my county. I'm not worried. Right? And we are sheltering in place. You know, I might think this is all stupid and you shouldn't shut down the economy, but I am listening. I'm staying at home. But the thing remains, the government response is my worry.
Mad Edge, I've been watching for the past 2.5 months. I've been watching people fucking drop dead in the street. And as soon as they hit the ground, their fucking lungs burst and there's just blood all over the fucking place. I've been watching that type of shit for months and going, this shit is going to hit every fucking shore on the planet because these dumb motherfuckers are not taking this shit seriously. And mainly because I get it. It's coming from a bunch of 4chan fucking hackers and shit, and a bunch of fucking shit posters on the internet trying to fucking tell you guys, and you're like, oh, you know, oh, this Chicken Little fucking sky is falling, and it's like, no, man, this is some biblical shit about the.
We got 156 cases and 2 deaths in New Haven down the road from me.
Right. And it's like I said, it's not so much the virus, it's the fact that it's such a fucking blatant display. People are dropping dead in the street right in front of each other. We normally have cases, they're like, well, the flu kills, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, in the flu, fucking those cases happen in hospitals where it's nice and quiet away from the public and nobody ever fucking sees it. I was like, this shit is happening right in the street, right in front of them. And they see the blood fucking spew out of their fucking lungs onto the street in front of them and everything, and it scares the fucking shit out of them. How the fuck do you contain this shit?
Easy. You don't, and then it's down to natural immunity recovery.
Well, that's a good point, Jesse. Do you think this will burn through the population and then thin out like most cases
I
of
fucking hope so.
coronavirus? Swine flu was coronavirus. Bird flu was coronavirus. Okay, so H1N1. You know what I mean? We've dealt with this before. This has happened. I do believe this was created in a lab. The proteins are identifying protein from a United States medical corporation. So I do believe this was lab created, but maybe I'm insane. I don't know.
No, it's just over reliance on globalist shit. Like this, probably like some CDC project or whatever they had side going in China, and it fucking breached containment, got out, and everything. Like whatever it is, who fucking cares? Like it's done its damage. It's fucked our civilization up and everything else. Like at this point, it's like, look, enough.
Well, to touch on what Dodge was actually referencing, the protein that can be found in the coronavirus it's a protein that's within, I forget the actual term, but it's basically the fluid that you put in the petri dish that the virus uses to grow and multiply. And it does have a specific patent where it comes from, it's a patent that was made in the United States, but it's produced in a Chinese lab or a Canadian lab that was sold to the Chinese back in 2005.
It's a specific type of agar.
Yes. And Canada, which, if anybody that doesn't know, Canada and China do more business than the United States and China does. So this protein was detected in these coronavirus cells, which means, and you can't tell me otherwise because there's no way this would happen, that you will not find this protein in this particular coronavirus if this virus was not being at least examined in a virology lab, two of which happen to be located in Wuhan, the epicenter of the virus, located in China. Hate to break it to you, media, but suck my dick. Fuck you. And they happen to be weapons grade level 4 virology labs, one of which is located, I don't know, what was it, a quarter of a mile, something like that, away from the open air water fish market that the first case was located in. Gee, I wonder. Let's play a game of connect the fucking dots. Because if I remember correctly, there was also a case back in 2007, 2008. There was an article written on it where the CDC wanted, data from what this particular virology lab was looking at, what the results were. The World Health Organization wanted these results and actually wanted them to shut down their research on it, because they weren't letting anybody else look at it. And China basically said, no, fuck you, and kicked everybody out and went dark about it. And it was coming from bats. There was one particular doctor who got peed on by a bat, self-quarantined for 2 weeks. And another instance where the same doctor, working on the same coronavirus that we're talking about now, got bit by a bat.
Great.
And self-quarantined for 2 weeks. And you're telling me this just, naturally progressed. I call bullshit. I'm telling you this shit, and I'm not saying it was weaponized. I'm just saying you guys knew how fucking deadly this shit was, and someone somewhere decided to make someone somewhere done goofed, and, where is a virus going to find the best place to incubate? I don't know.
A wet market?
An open air fish market sounds like a pretty good place.
You know what though? Even with all of its characteristics and everything, I look at it and from I'm sorry, I think like evil motherfuckers, because yeah, at the core, like, I am an evil motherfucker. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I think like they do because I was raised in the whole circle of people. So, like, but I don't want to be like that. I'm trying to be something better. So, I don't know. Work with
No,
me.
the thing is,
But
COVID-19, it's still not the worst thing. It's not the worst thing to come out of China.
It's like a half-baked virus. It's not a completed form. So thankfully, there's that. It's not like, well, it's not like hantavirus or something like that. That's 50-60% lethal and fucking spreads if you're eating fucking rats and shit like that. Which a certain portion of the world is fucking they're fucking eating raw rat.
Well, no, we gotta
real quick. Dash, in 1918, the aeroplane was invented already. You did have travel between coast to coast. You also had ship travel. Also, World War I was in full motion, and the Spanish flu spread like wildfire through the ranks during World War I. So, yes, the Spanish flu was a bigger deal than the coronavirus. Sorry, it was.
Oh, and also, I forgot who was talking about it, but no, the rat virus, the Hanahita virus, that, while being more deadly, is still not as infectious because it doesn't spread based upon it. Yeah, it's coughing on someone. Like, you need like direct mucus to mucus contact. It's not quite as infectious, but it is in fact more deadly. So they're both spread by rodents. It's just coronavirus is a bit more infectious. And when I say by a bit, I only mean by a bit. But one is
Doku, how long do you think we're gonna have to shelter inside?
Forever.
Are you thinking August, July?
I mean, it really depends on what region you're talking about and how long have you been self-quarantined already. If you've been self-quarantined for the past 2 weeks, if you're not living in a big city, you should be fine in the next, week and a half, 2 weeks. You shouldn't have too much to worry about. If you're living in LA or San Francisco, I don't even know what to tell you, dude, because the virus can survive on a lot more than just, someone not washing their hands and touching a door handle. And
on any kind of a porous substance like plastics.
Well, and also you have to take into account homeless population, the sanitation of the streets. Like, if I was living in San Francisco, then you might have a reason to actually mail order a hazmat suit and spray that shit down with whatever you have, and then get the fuck out of San Francisco.
Dude, if you were living in San Francisco, you'd be completely fucked right about now. Let's just be honest.
Yeah. If you're living in,
dude, it's so gross.
I don't live there.
Well,
if you're living in Nebraska, you'll be fine.
Not only do they have all this COVID shit and everything else, but because of the rat infestation and everything, and I'm looking at the same thing here in LA, they have hantavirus and all this other shit breaking out. Like, this is fucking, I don't know if any of you follow like Warhammer 40,000 or whatever, but this is Nurgle's playground. There's so much fucking rampant virology going on here. And then to have this shit drop in on top of it, it's just like...
Well, like I said, San Francisco can barely keep its fucking sewage system clean, let alone their streets. If you're living in San Francisco,
there's a lot of people
go out of your house.
Die. Let's just put it. Let's be honest about it. There's a lot of people about to fucking die.
Yeah, I agree with
But
that.
if
And
but if you're
it's terrible.
if you're living in Nebraska
I'm
or Omaha
terrified
somewhere,
because,
you'll be fine.
I don't want to see that for people. Like, as much as I detest my fellow human beings, I would never wish them harm.
I don't want it to be me.
Right.
No, I agree, and I'm on the
And to see-
East Coast, dude, and
And to see that on the table and that's gonna happen, regardless of what my actions or anybody else's actions, that's going to fucking happen because people did not prepare. They walked right into it. So this is going to happen. You have to step back and watch it happen right in front of your fucking eyes.
you know what, this is the
Hopefully you
thing.
survive it.
This is the thing that needs to be pointed out. Is we all know how a virus like this spreads. So here's the thing you have to take into account. We know what we know about the coronavirus up until this point. Look at your environment. If you're living in San Francisco or New York, you're definitely going to be at high risk for, let's put it in the most basic terms possible. Do you think every single person that touches that doorknob is going to wash their hands and then wash their hands when they get home? No, you're much
people to wash their hands after they poop.
Yeah, you're at a much higher risk in that. You're at a much higher risk in that situation versus somewhere where I live. It's outside of DC, but I can guarantee you there is only a few people that are touching door handles. It drastically reduces my risk from a statistical standpoint. So I make sure I wash my hands. I'm at a much lower risk. Am I still at a risk? Of course I am. No one worth their salt, if you're going to be honest about it, is going to think, well, I'm going to catch it or not catch it. No, I'm just at a much lower risk, and I'm still going to go out of my way to make sure I can use whatever is in my ability to make sure I don't catch it. I can't say the same for someone that's on 34th and 5th Street. It's that, so you have to look at the environment and how a virus cultivates and how it spreads, especially how it spreads rapidly. It's really not rocket science. You have to take into consideration the environment that you are currently living in. That's why you see people in cities wearing masks versus someone who's living in the middle of nowhere in, I don't know, fucking Omaha, on 30 miles out of the outskirts. It's like, I just won't go out of the city and I'll go find the closest country store and just make sure I wear gloves. They're probably at much less risk than, I don't know, someone who's gonna take the fucking Amtrak train from Baltimore to Boston. You have a much higher chance of coming into contact simply because there's more people. This is how viruses spread. You can take all the precautions you want. It's just the more chances you have to come in contact with the virus, obviously your chances of contracting it are going to go up exponentially. That's how viruses spread.
Oh, let me tell you, from looking at LA, the way it's been here the past month and everything, as many people as I've tried to warn and everything else to see what's happened, and people walking around out in public, piling on top of each other to get toilet paper at fucking, Costco and everything else. I'm like, most of these people are going to get sick as fuck, and quite a few of them are going to die. And right now, LA, like Southern California and Louisiana, are on track to being the highest mortality rates out of any of this anywhere on the globe.
Again, that's the thing. The more people you have in a smaller and smaller and smaller area, you're exponentially increasing the chance that you're going to contract the virus.
Do you know how fucked up this is? Like, let me put it this way. I have been watching since I have been a small child. I have been watching things die horribly in all different manners and shapes and forms.
And
And
stop
then to
killing
see
little
this-
animals.
No, this isn't me killing them. It's just me being there for them in their last moments and trying to give them comfort and aid and everything while they're fucking dying. Like, and then to see this on such a scale about to go down, I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like, what the fuck did I do in my past life?
Well, again, it's
Yeah,
about
I'm literally right here, like, other than being a medical professional in the hospital, like I'm sitting here, I'm just like, holy shit, dude, I'm literally right here, front row ticket to. I can
Apocalypse.
I can sit on the hill, dude, and drink a fucking bottle of Jack Daniels and watch Los Angeles fucking fall.
I'm telling you, look, I refute any claim that we are in the apocalypse.
No.
Likewise, I don't think this is the New World Order happening here.
no. I still stand by my statement that this is political opportunism.
Yes.
Is it completely shitty? Yes, it is. But things like this happen. They've happened before. They'll happen again. It's happened in the past. That there is no way you can refute that. To refute that would be complete and absolute utter ignorance, or I won't say stupidity, but willfully being ignorant of the situation at hand. What I will say is when you have someone in a position of power, like de Blasio saying, well, we're going to resist the coronavirus, so you go out there and you go join that, that march of people that you're going to be shoulder to shoulder with. And do you think it's not going to spread? Like, do you really think it's not going to spread? That is not only reckless, it's not just arrogant.
Well, it's dangerous.
Completely. Well, it's irresponsible. And to turn around and say, well, oh my God, the coronavirus pandemic, you're the one that caused it to spread, dude, by telling people to go out there and hashtag resist by going to a gathering of, how many thousands of people in such a small confined space, expecting that maybe only a few people have a virus that is highly infectious and not expect it to spread rapidly and exponentially. Because does anybody remember how exponents work? One person catches it, and then another
And
person.
they tell two friends, and they tell two friends, and
Like
they
I-
tell two friends.
Like I said, I am less worried about the virus itself and more worried about the reaction, the human stupidity that has been attached to all this. Like, human beings are not behaving in a sane and rational way to this. Like we are.
Yeah, no, I would like to back that up because that's where I'm worried. You have the government response. Okay, $6 trillion for 3 months.
Right.
What happens if this lasts, I don't know, 6 months? Are we gonna do another $6 trillion fucking bailout? How long are we gonna keep our economy on standby? Just wait, guys. It'll be
the
back.
bare bones fact is that at the end of the day, they're trying to keep it all from collapsing.
Right.
If it does keep going like that, it'll end up fucking collapsing. That's the answer. But they're trying to keep that from happening.
Personally, I'm like, let it fucking reset to 0. Like, everybody just be like, dude, this is our chance in history, like no other generation before us, to actually just fucking reset everything to 0.
What do you mean? All the debt, all the money?
Wait, are you saying like full? Are you saying like full Fight Club, knock out all the credit?
Yeah, all of it. Just be like, look, we have a chance now. Like, we're fucked any way we look at it. So let's do something that is actually giving us the best shot out of this. Just reset the whole fucking shit to
Fight
zero
Club?
and start from
Fight
scratch.
Club.
Exactly.
Oh shit. I don't know. Is anybody on board with the Fight Club idea?
I know most people are going to be like, "Oh fuck no," because I got my 401k and everything. What's your fucking 401k worth right now? What is any of your shit worth now? Every motherfucker I've been listening to out there that I know and respect that has been all about the money and the stock market and everything, they're fucking sitting there yanking their hair out trying to make sense of this. In case you haven't figured it out,
I just joined the stock market, so I'm doing good.
Fucking world we lived in, the world that we fucking knew, ended. It's over. They
Hi, have you
fucking
met me?
broke it.
Hi, have you met me yet?
Have you? Yeah.
Yeah, I can tell you what road that goes down. I can tell you how that ends.
Yeah, a bunch of communistic bullshit, right?
No. Actually, surprisingly, no. The Marxist over in the EU, it'll end poorly for them. The communist in China, they'll be really pissed.
Fuck them.
The United States, it'll be interesting to see how that plays out, and that's really we'll see how that plays out at the end of this election, because it'll go one way or another. But it's what you're really going to see if that type of situation goes, if this type of situation really plays out, you're going to see 5 major entities really, they're going to struggle, but they're not going to be able to survive, but they're going to fucking fight tooth and nail. And I can tell you what those 5 organizations are going to be.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be the IMF.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1, the IMF. They're going to fight.
We rule the world by debt. We are the Iron Bank of Bravos, you fucksticks. And you didn't even know it.
The IMF is going to fight. The World Bank is going to fight. NATO.
Just a second, Doku. Stop at NATO. Props on the Game of Thrones reference. Okay, go ahead, Doku.
So NATO, the UN, and the EU. Mm-hmm. Those are going to be the 5 organizations that will fight tooth and nail, but have no real military power. They'll be the ones that collapse first. And they're going to find anybody to fight on their behalf, and everybody's going to tell them, go fuck yourself. Yep.
And pretty much.
And all of those treaties, every single treaty that was put in place post World War I, no go, bye. Like it's all back to square one, which wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing, because congratulations, all of the sovereign nations that have been shackled under these globalist organizations that have been put in place. That's all going to come crashing down. They're going to lose their military. The second thing that's going to come crashing down is going to be the international fractional reserve banking system that has been put in place since the 1970s. Mm-hmm. That will come crashing down second. That will cause small scale but global war. It will be very reminiscent of World War I. Well, we're already at war, but it won't be, at this point in time, it will be a physical war when that does happen, because countries are going to be fighting to get back what was owed to them.
Yeah.
It's not even a Cold War.
At this point in time, it will be a hot war. And countries are going to be trying to get back what was owed to them by these globalist organizations.
Okay. All right. So, countries want what's owed to them. So that's a direct reference to China and the United States. Fine. I am good with going grid by grid and bombing China back to the Stone Age. That's fine with me. I don't really care. But is Russia gonna join that war? And if they do, which side do they take?
Well, that
You're
would be
assuming Russia's going to pick a side.
No, that's assuming Russia didn't fucking make the outbreak happen in the first place.
Hey, let me ask you. Let me
There's
ask you a
always that
question.
possibility.
Let me ask you a question. Why do you think that Russia and Ukraine are always pitted against the United States and the Western world as being the great?
Oh, you dropped out, man. Where'd you go, man? You dropped out. Your internet signal. Where you at, bro?
That's it. They got him.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, black bagged.
Oh, they didn't want me to hear him. Yeah, do you know why? Do you know why? Because I'm gonna tell you guys a little secret here. Like, okay, so you guys know Styx X and Hammers, like the Antichrist and everything, right? Well, what he and the rest of you don't know is I'm one of his fucking idiot compatriots that will fucking be like running around just stirring shit up in the background. So just don't tell anybody.
Well, it's alright, because, Styx and Razor Fist are the same guy. They just, he puts on a shirt when he plays Razor Fist.
No, let's just put it this way, Alea. I fucking enjoy the fuck out of the internet because, like, I only have a few hundred followers, right? And if people knew all the people I was connected with behind the scenes, off camera and everything, I could parlay that into a lot of subs. But I don't really fucking care because I don't care about all that shit. I'm more fucking happy just to be in on the inside gags and fucking to hear, like, to talk to the people who are in the know. And for some reason, like, and this has been most of my life, I talk to people, and for some reason, they're more than happy to tell me, like, their deepest, darkest fucking shit they wouldn't even tell their fucking priest. And you know what? And I'm like, and I have this part of myself that, like, and I don't know if it's fucked up or not, but I would never turn that over, and like, unless it was like if your fucking kids are animals or something like that, yeah, fuck you, I'm gonna turn your ass in. Anything beyond that?
No, you're gonna judge me because my kids are raised by the mountain lion out back. That's really rude. No.
Like, if you're fucking the cougar or whatever and letting them bang your kids or whatever, then yeah, then fucking turn your ass into the fucking child protective services. But anything beyond that, like, I'm like, dude, everybody's got to figure their own way out. And, like, so long as you're not fucking safe, sane, and consensual, like, keep that in mind. If you're running along those fucking lines, we're cool. Anything beyond that, if you're fucking with kids, animals, or like fucking people over, just being mean, fuck or whatever, like,
yeah,
you're not gonna have a problem.
Hey, Doku, no chicken fucking.
Yeah, no, apparently I got kicked out there while I was in the middle of explaining something.
I know, man. You were like fucking on a roll too.
Yeah, you're gonna ask us something, and then you got booted.
Yeah, so I'll just explain this. Russia, prior to the 2016 election, Russia was our enemy. Now let's look at what's going on with China now. Is Russia really our enemy? They don't seem to be like the Marxist communist regime, now do they? But China does. if the IMF, the EU, the UN, NATO, if those organizations all come collapsing down, I don't think it's going to be because of Russia. Look at the mass migration thing. I don't know. Let's play a quick game of connect the fucking dots. Who has the most to lose? Well, from what I'm seeing right now, China's barely above water. What are all the far left?
Yeah, but Doku. If you wanted to invade the United States, what do you do? You grind its economic machine to a halt. Check. Done. You get everybody to stay inside and panic. Check. Done. And then you start your invasion. Not yet checked off. But that's the last phase. If China wanted to invade, right now is the time to do it.
China's not invading shit.
No, they're too fucking scared of us.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Well, China's economy has already been crippled, along with, the rest of the world. And let's see the EU side with China. Because you know who's going to side with the United States? Oh, I don't know. That big bad boogeyman that all the leftist propagandist media society have been trying to, paint out as the worst thing to ever happen. Oh, you know who's going to come to the aid of the United States? It's not going to be the EU. It's going to be Russia. I wonder how that's going to play out.
Well, I would also say Great Britain. England is our biggest ally at this point.
Yeah, and
Britain
they broke
will,
off
but-
because they got sick of the shit, so that's perfectly lined up.
But let me ask you another question. If economic trade, because isn't it ironic and very situational that all of this started when we put a heavy trade clamp on Venezuela, Russia, and, ironically enough, the migrant-loving EU. And all three of those regimes have been taking a very hefty hit, but we have not engaged in regime change, nor have we started any wars, nor have we endorsed any wars that they wanted to start. Specifically, one's in Syria and other one's in North Africa. To produce more migrants, because, diversity is our strength and everything. Granted, now Poland and even now Greece is giving them the middle finger. Britain's breaking away. So what do you think would happen if they decided, well, war is the only option? How do you think that's really gonna play out? Hey, let's look at this in the way that MC would look at it. What do you think is gonna happen on let's give it 2 weeks. What do you think the first 2 weeks on?
Okay, China declares war. We activate our allies, i.e. Japan and South Korea. We move our naval assets into the China Sea, and we start a bombardment from our naval assets. As we're doing that, we're moving our army and our marines into place, and we'll start the ground movement soon.
Yeah, the ground movement that comes at least 14 days later. So
yeah, but we have naval assets right there. They're sitting in the Korean Sea. You know what I mean?
We have the seventh. Yeah, we have the Seventh Fleet. We have the Seventh Fleet, but in the first 14 days, let's just say China's the one that makes the move. What do you think's going to happen?
We're gonna fuck them up, dude. We got what? At least one carrier there with probably 10 to 15 planes. We have 3 destroyers. Well, probably more. I was underestimating. You know what I mean?
Oh, bro, look up the 7th Fleet. Like, just no. We would destroy them. They wouldn't be able to get a single ship out of port. It just wouldn't happen. It just wouldn't.
Well, that's because America.
We have a lot of firepower in the South China Sea, which is why they want to build those artificial islands to try to claim, like, this is our lane now. It's like, no, it's not.
Yeah,
it's in international waters.
Thanks for building an island.
And even if it was, bro, we could sink those islands, no problem. No questions asked.
Nice island. Here's a bunker buster or 5. Now there's holes in it.
And even superiority.
What would you do if you're the United States Navy? Okay, China declares war. You're activated immediately. You're there in about a day and a half, if that. So you're sitting off of Taiwan and Hong Kong. Dude, how quick do we occupy Hong Kong? I say half a day.
Well, let me tell you this right now. So like in that situation with the fact that I got some motherfucking like heavy garlic and onion and turmeric based shit in the microwave right now, I'm going to peace out and go enjoy some excellent fucking grubbage right now, and I wish you guys all the best and stay safe out there and everything, because you know, yeah, shit's crazy and everything. Just like keep your heads about, like, stay safe, you know, keep your fucking food, keep some food, you know, a couple months worth of food, some water, shit like that. You know, just be prepared for like the worst case scenario if it does pop off. Honestly, I don't think it's going to go that far, because I think most normal people are going to step up and be like, you know, if y'all motherfuckers are going to let it go this bad, fuck you, get out of our way, we'll handle it. And it'll be local people fucking handling their shit and making sure like stuff gets handled. And that'll be the end of it. Like, you'll watch a globalist fucking... The whole globalist network and everything is crumbling already. Like, you're just going to see it. That's going to be a kill shot. Like you're saying, people are going to start growing their food locally, everything else. Like, and... it's gonna be all right. We're gonna have to make some major fucking adjustments moving forward, but we're gonna be all right. We're a strong, resilient fucking species, and I don't think any amount of assholes trying to fucking keep us all down is gonna fucking make our species stop completely. They may try. They are trying right now. They're trying to do it for political reasons, whatever fucking reasons. I don't give a shit what their reasons are. I'm like, just get the fuck out of the way and let us do our thing, because y'all motherfuckers broke the world and I'm done with your shit. I'm not listening to you. I don't give a fuck about working with you or anything else. Get the fuck out of the way. Go sit the fuck down and shut the fuck up. And on that note, I'm going to get the fuck out of here, because like my food is fucking ready to go and I'm hungry as a motherfucker right now. So,
all right.
Good night,
take
everybody.
Yep, take it easy. No, my brother-in-law looked up the 7th Fleet. Wow, over 120 aircraft.
150.
Over 150. Battleships. Fucking destroyers.
50 to 70 at any given time.
Yeah, 50 to 70 at any given time. Yeah. They're sitting right there off of the China Sea. Do you really think China wants to pop off? I really don't think they want to fuck with us.
Knowing that's just what we know. So let me ask you another question. Look at how many aircraft we have stationed, say, I don't know, in Japan, Okinawa, South Korea. Well, any of the other islands. Long-range bombers might even be a thing if we have to really do a preemptive strike. Yeah, China doesn't even have a single aircraft carrier that's functioning that couldn't be taken out by one of our standard attack subs. Lord knows how many of those are floating around that are operating independently. Okay, pull one of those things out of port.
I think my brother-in-law said in the 7th Fleet there's at least 60 to 70 nuclear subs.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
Yeah, let's sink one of those boats right in the middle of your port. We don't have to blow the port up. We just have to sink one of those. I don't know. It could be a large tanker. It could be a battle. It could be a cruiser. It could be that god-awful carrier that doesn't work. We could just shut down all of your ports systematically over the course of about 3 to 4 hours. Congratulations. You no longer have access to the South China Sea.
And by the way, World War III just popped off. Do you really want to try us? Ask Japan what we do.
There's just no way.
It's the fan. We have buttons.
Well, and also, here's the other thing. So now we just cut off your access to the sea. Okay, you can try to attack us via air. Do you think that's really going to work? Like, let's be honest here. You really think that's going to work? Because it's not just the aircraft carrier, but we have air bases located in Japan, Okinawa, and South Korea. So we can play that game too. We could take out your first strike air capability right then and there. Done. So now you have no sea capability. Now you have no air capability. Who do you think North Korea is going to side with? We're going to invade you by land. In North Korea. We'll wipe out every single base on your northern border where Chinese have their fucking troops positioned.
Yeah, the thing is there, though, they have artillery, and they will shell Sal, and that'll be a massive death wave right there.
Oh, no, I'm saying the Chinese still have to go through North Korea just to get to Seoul. Seoul is South Korea. They still have to go through North Korea. Who do you think the North Koreans are going to side with?
Well, and we're going through a World War III death scenario. Pete, this is right up your alley. What do you think, man? Do you think the United States could take China out that easily?
I don't think that this is even a remote plausible scenario.
Because China would never do it. They know they can't win.
Because it's nobody wins in that situation.
Well, if China tried, the only thing they could potentially do is threaten us with nuclear war, and we'd say, okay, if we can mutually assured destruction, you want to do that, but here's the difference. Our anti-ballistic missile defense systems are way more advanced than your ballistic missiles. We will shoot the damn things down before they actually even get to the point where they'll even enter atmosphere.
Let's hope.
Oh. It won't. Maybe one might get through, and it still won't get to reentry. And I'll be a military nerd. You essentially have a 3-stage rocket. It's the same way a Saturn V rocket works. You get it up off the ground, stage 1's done. Then you get the afterburner, you get it up to where it's actually going into stratospheric, low Earth orbit. Then you get the warhead. Then the warhead still has to find its target. It's still burning, gets its trajectory, and then once all of that is done, and this is where the North Koreans really have problems, the warhead still has to survive re-entry and still be stable enough to calculate its target and not just kaplunk into the ocean and find its target and detonate. It's not like a standard 500-pound bomb, or if it just lands on something it explodes. It still does require a catalyst, and if that doesn't go off, it's nothing more than a hunk of metal falling from the ground. It's not an easy thing to do. And the Chinese systems still are not that great, despite what they would have you believe. We could shoot them down, no problem. Especially with the technology we have.
Well, no, you're pretty right, actually. We've gone a little bit over 2 hours. I think I'm gonna wrap it up. Hey, Pete, you doing anything tomorrow night?
Well, we're doing high streams just at 11 o'clock, but after that, no.
All right. What's the topic tomorrow night then?
Alchemy.
Oh, that should be interesting. Jesse, you doing any live streams playing the PS4? What's going on?
I don't know what I'm doing for right now. I'm planning on doing a live stream at some point tomorrow, but then again, I might wait till Saturday when my son's not here. Because I'd rather watch cartoons with him.
All right, awesome. Yeah, it's always great hanging out with the kids.
Basically.
Yeah. And Doku and Chem, you guys will be joining me Monday when Rose City by Night comes back for season 2. That'll be interesting. Everything went tits up in season 1. We'll see how season 2 pans out. I'll be reffing. Should be interesting.
No, we'll see if Yorkie somehow manages to fuck it up.
He fucks everything up. But, no. Hey, everybody. Hey, the shelter inside order, do listen to it. If you gotta go to the store, go get your food, get your water, and then head home. I've never said to not listen to the mandate. What I am saying, though, is the more power we give the government, the more power they're going to take. And nobody is thinking about that right now. They're like, oh my God, please protect me. That's not the way to think about this. It really isn't. I don't know. That being said, good night, good luck, and be safe, everybody. We're out of here.